Okay, oh my goodness, it's Thursday again, and I've posted the templates and the instructions for the quilt along for orange peel, and I uploaded a video last Thursday going over the overview of what we're going to be doing. So today I thought I would show you how I cut my pieces. I have my stripology ruler because someone asked me when I did a review on this ruler to show how it works, and since I've got to cut strips, 5-inch strips, then I thought I could use this because you can get 4 strips each time you cut and they're perfect. And I have my Martelli mat so I can show you how to cut the old-fashioned way. I use the Martelli mat because it's much bigger. This one is 36 by 24, but it has extra on the side so it fits bolts of fabric really nicely. And if you take a tape measure and you measure these, they're perfect. The lines. Always measure and check your cutting mat because you would be surprised how many are incorrect. So I'm also going to use some of my discounted fabric. I got this for about 50 cents a meter, and the reason is it is old fabric and it has water spots and stuff that caused my distributor not to be able to sell it. It has been ironed and starched and put back on the bolt, but we're going to cut. As you can see, these are just short little bolts, but the thing is, what you want to do, these have been in storage for a while so they're not perfectly, but what you want to do is unfold enough off that you can fold these in half again, so they definitely fit under your stripology ruler. And most people, if you need a lot of cuts, you can cut these off in sections. So you are working with smaller pieces of fabric, but with the stripology, you just make sure it lays flat and it's good and straight. And here we go. And so I take my stripology ruler and I'm going to scoot it down a little more so you can see. And you see this edge, you put it on the edge of your fabric and you line it up, and you can also use the lines on this cutting mat to make sure your fabric is straight. So you put it on here and you line it all up and you get all your lines. You line your top line across one of your lines on your cutting mat. It should also line up down below. And you make sure everything is straight. You come in a little bit so you get a good clean cut. And then I'm going to use my regular 60 millimeter because it cuts so much faster. And the way this works is you have the edge standing off here a little bit. Oh, let me scoot down a little bit more so you can see. There we go. You have the edge line to line up your fabric, but then you have a zero cut which gives you a straight line for you. So what you do is you take your rotary cutter and you insert it in a slot and you cut to the top. And then that's 0. And then we come into 5 inches because we want 5-inch strips. And then we come in 10-inch. And then I'm changing hands. 15, and 20. And this is a 20-inch ruler, so you got 4 cuts. And if we pull this off your waist, but it gave you a perfect line, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4 strips cut. And now what we do, because we're going to work in 5-inch squares, what we do is we put these back down and we line them up here, and then we come over here and we can layer these, but we can open them up if you're not good at cutting more. So we'll open them up. There we go. And you layer these. And I'll turn this over because there's a fold in here. And we layer these and lay these flat. And here we go. Then we put the stripology back and we line it up with the edge. Line up all your little lines. Make sure everything is straight on the ruler. You come close to the edge with this, and then we're gonna cut again using 5-inch cuts. And you use your palm to hold your ruler in place. This Creative Grid Stripology has an anti-slip back, but you still have to give it a little pressure. And then we pull it off. More waist, but our squares are squared up. So we have all these beautiful 5-inch squares ready to go. Was that quick and easy? What did you think? Quick and easy. Trash. Scraps. We all have our scraps. And then we're going to use a darker color again, but if you look at this fabric, you will probably notice that it has spots in it, and that is one of the reasons I got it so inexpensively. And I get my fabric from a fabric distributor for the Netherlands, so I have to buy a bolt. I have to buy either a short or mini bolt, which is usually a half a bolt, which is around 6 to 8 meters. And then you also have full bolts, which are 15 to 18 meters, depending on what manufacturer makes this. But then we use the Martelli rulers. And if you notice on the Martelli, it has it's kind of like a cork felt, but it works great, and it's designed for this mat. It's 24 inches, so it fits within the lines. So we line up using the little yellow marks on the cutting mat. And now I'm going to use the Martelli cutter and show you the difference. I take this, oh, I already had the safety off. Wow, so bad. Well, I'm going to come off camera so I can square this fabric up. because I have to do it on the wrong side of the ruler. Which for me makes it difficult. So I just squared up scraps. Okay, so I started at 4 inches, so we add 5 inches, so that would be 9 inches. So we bring this ruler to our 9-inch mark, and we place it down. We make sure our fabric is smooth, and you hold the cutter like this, which takes a lot of stress off your wrist. So now we add 5 more inches. 5 and 9 will be 14. So we come to 14 and we cut 19. And then we come to 24, and then we have 4 strips just like I cut with the Stripology ruler. And you notice this ruler does not slide. I mean, I would move the table before this slid, which makes this a great. Martelli products are absolutely wonderful, great products. So now we do the same thing. We turn these sideways and we line them up on a line. We smooth them out. Looks like I need to re-iron some of these, but these are for tests, so it's not going to be a big deal. So if they're not perfect, because these are for test blocks for us to try out different stitches and different techniques of the orange peel. So here we go, and I'm going to scoot these down, use this 8-inch line. Here we go. And then I'm going to work this way, which I find easier. So we cut, and we're on the 10-inch line. 10-inch minus 4, well, we're actually on the 32-inch, so minus 4 would be 28. So we line our ruler up on the 28 line, and we cut. 28 minus 4 will be 24. Basic math is very important with quilting. 24 minus 4 will be 20. Minus 4 will be 16. And you know, I just messed this up because I need 5-inch squares and I just cut 4-inch squares. So I'm going to finish these up as 4-inch and then recut another set off screen. But see, we all make mistakes. But again, we have all these pretty little squares, which are all the wrong size. But I can use them for another project. I'm sorry about that, but see, we all make mistakes. But if this had been expensive fabric, oh my lord, that would have been a lot of money. So go. I can't believe I just did that. On camera, no less. on our beautiful camera. I'm supposed to be perfect, you know. Y'all think I'm perfect. And see, now you can find I'm far from it. Okay. Okay. I've pretty much got these lined up. I'm going to go backwards, which is what I usually do anyway. So just like before, I'm going to start out at the edge and do a quick trim, which is scrap. Now we have our edge smooth. Perfect. And we're at 36, so we need to do 5, so we need 31 inches. 31, here we go. That is 5, isn't it? 5 and 31 is 36. Yep. And then minus 5 will be 26. So we line up. And again, about these Martelli tools, they're not inexpensive, but I actually think they're very worth the cost. 21 and then 16. So we've just cut 4 more strips. So we take the bolt away, put it, and this has a really nice safety. It works with your thumb, so it's very easy, but it really does take a lot of stress off your wrist. I love these cutters, but you have to order them either right-handed or left-handed. And most people would have turned this mat upside down because I'm right-handed, then the numbers would increase as you go across. So we have our 4 strips, so we're going to line them up, and like I said, I'm going to do it again on the edge. We're going to use the 35 mark to start. You want it to go a little bit over the edge so you get that really nice crisp line, and then you just go through here. 35, and then you take and you line up the next one on a bottom line, which is pretty straight across, and then just lay it down. But you do it in such a way it keeps everything pretty much straight. And because you want these straight grain. Oh, here it is. I was missing a strip because I knew I cut 4. And this way you can cut a lot of pieces very, very quickly. And the reason you also want to trim off this edge is because this fabric is folded, and if you cut the fold off, then you get individual pieces, which makes everything so much easier in the long run. So here we go. And I missed the end, so we have scraps. Okay, we are on 35, so we're going to go to 30. 30 minus 35 minus 35 is 30, so we're lined up. So we cut 25. Oh my goodness, we're almost done. 25. 20. So how's everybody doing? Do y'all find cutting easy? Do you find it difficult? What do you think? Do you like using pre-cuts or do you prefer cutting? What do you prefer? Let me know in the comments. So here we are, 5-inch squares, ready for next week when we do... No, I got to cut out the orange peels for you. But there are several different ways, so I think I'm going to change my mind and make that a separate video. So here we go. In these few minutes, we have 2 piles of 5-inch squares out of cheap bolt fabric. You can make this out of any larger strips, bolts, fat quarters. Fat quarters work great on this mat because they fit open. So, well, we'll let it go. Tell me what you think. I hope you like this and it helps you in your future quilting. Talk to everyone next week and see you on the groups. Bye.